Oh, hello, Rosie. Been there long?
Oh.
Well, you've been watching me then.
I saw a box.
I thought you might. You know something about that box, love?
No, Mr. Wheatrick.
It's a secret. Between you and me, you know. You see, there's no need to tell anyone.
Come on, Dad, I'm waiting.
I can keep a secret.
Yes, I know you can. You're a grand little lass, Rosie, and I'll miss you while I'm away.
You're not going far.
Oh, I know that. Still, it'll be a bit different, won't it? I mean, you'll not have anyone to look after, will you?
Dad, I said.
I heard, Maggie. A bit of a holiday for both of us, eh?
I'd rather come in and see you.
Yes, I know you would. Still, when Mrs. Wheatrick comes back from the hospital, I'll be back too. Now, that's fair enough, isn't it?
I'm not waiting all day.
Mrs. Fowler says she's not waiting all day.
I know. I'm stopping her doing things. I've got to get a move on, you know. Right, Maggie. The secret, eh?
I've been shouting my head off.
Sorry, love.
Come on, Dad, I've got things to do.
I've just been tidying up.
There's no need for that. It won't be for long.
Well, I hope not. I don't like leaving at all. Not at all.
Well, you're not staying here on your own, I can tell you.
Look, there's no need to go.
I'm not arguing, Dad. You come into our place for a rest.
Well, I don't reckon as I need it.
You would if you stayed on here on your own. You wouldn't be able to manage all this, I'm telling you.
I'll look after him.
Yes, love, I know. Now you coming, Dad.
Aye.
What's up now?
Just checking up.
I don't know. It's like trying to move a mountain, is this? What it'd be like trying to get you out for good, I don't know.
Here, not sell it, never.
All right, I know.
He'd not go for good, would he, Mrs. Fowler?
Not unless they knock the place down, love, no.
Now, that wall could go for a start. We could then extend the CID room by 10 feet at a conservative estimate.
Why?
I would have thought the answer to that was painfully apparent. With the increase in the activities in this division, expansion on our part is vital. We need an operations room.
What for?
Operations? By that I mean a systematic approach to police work, Sergeant.
Oh.
Apart from the occasional grunt and groan, I would welcome any opinion that you and Barker may have to offer on the subject.
Well, sir, I can tell you've given the matter a great deal of thought.
I have.
I shall require to do the same.
See, I cannot sustain your interest for very long.
Nay, I'll just take a little stroll and ponder it a while, if you don't mind.
It is evolution, not revolution that I am proposing. We really cannot remain content with these conditions indefinitely.
They've done very well as far as I'm concerned. Of course, Barker might welcome a change. However, I may come up with some very good ideas on the walk. Clive?
The sergeant's alfresco attitude to thought would be a credit to Socrates. What do you think, Barker?
I'm afraid I don't know very much about him, sir.
The sergeant?
No, sir, Socrates.
My proposals, Barker. What is your opinion?
Well, sir, very interesting.
Don't hedge, man. I know your little den here is very cosy, but I must remind you the sergeant will not be here forever, and there will come a time when someone with less whimsical ideas will take over.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Good. Then perhaps you will also ponder a while and let me have your ideas.
Now, Rosie,
Hello, Mr. Cluff.
what you after?
Transistor.
You don't want one of them things, do you?
Why not?
Get better stuff for your money than them, lass.
I like 'em.
Which do you fancy, then? That little one?
It's all right. That's better.
Needs a lot more brass, though. It's on that ticket there.
That's £6. That's the sale price, you know.
You don't need specs for that, do you?
My mum says I've got to wear them when I'm reading.
Oh. Rosie, how's Mr. Wheatrick going on now his wife's in hospital?
He's gone.
Where to, lass?
To Mrs. Fowler's.
Post office.
Aye. They wanted him to go.
So you've nobody to look after for a while?
I'll find someone.
Isn't that house a bit big for you now?
Of course it isn't.
Well, just you and Mum, I mean. It's a bit of a waste, really.
What do you mean, waste?
Well, you could let upstairs, get a bit of rent.
Thanks very much. I don't want folk I don't know in my place.
Well, sell it then. Get somewhere smaller. Value will be up since you bought it. You'll make a tidy profit.
Look, Fred, I don't want to, so don't worry yourself. It took me a tidy few years to pay for the beggar, and me and Doris will have a few more years out of it yet.
I know all about that, but it's not economical.
Oh, you do go on, don't you, lad? It's my place, and I'll do what I like.
He didn't mean to be nosy.
Of course not. I like to think economically, though.
Well, you think what you like, and jolly good luck. I'm off to me bed.
All right, well, sleep tight.
Good night, Dad.
Here, and don't you let me lie abed in the morning. I'm not used to it.
You have a right good rest.
I'll rest in me own way, thanks, lass. Night.
Has his own ideas, doesn't he?
He always did.
Oh, well, it's not wise where money and property are concerned.
He manages.
I don't know how. He's his pension book, that's all I've seen. I don't know how he manages.
People do, you know. You'd be surprised.
Oh, I know all about that. I get him here all the time. No. I've noticed he's been lashing out a bit here and there. That's not his pension, I'll be bound.
Well, I think he's got a bit tucked away.
Tucked away?
You know, under the mattress sort of thing.
Oh, that's very bad.
What's bad about it?
Well, has he a bank or anything?
Not that I know.
Well, there you are, then. Money needs very careful thinking about and very careful handling, does money. Otherwise you'll end up in dead trouble.
The way you go on about money.
It's a responsibility.
Not my dad's, isn't.
It's the principle of the thing. Money's the same all over. I don't care whose it is.
What's up with her then, Mary?
Oh, it's a shoulder, Mr. Cluff. You know what she's like. Tries to do too much.
That's just what I'm always telling her, but she never pays a scrap of notice. Mind you, there's no need for you to put yourself out, you know. Can manage by myself. For a day or two.
She wouldn't hear of it. Practically brought me up here, she did. Well, where shall I start?
Yes. Well, nay, if I knew, lass, I'd tell you.
Has her own way of doing things, does she?
You might say that.
Well, I'll have a look round and see what needs doing and get on with it. Oh, you won't mind me, will you, Mr. Cluff? I mean, you get on with whatever you've got to do.
Well, as I recall, I've got a job as a cobbler. I best be getting down there.
That's right. When will you be back?
I'm not rightly sure, love. I'm not the one for keeping regular hours.
No, she said. Well, I'll just clear away these things and have a quick sweep round and I'll be off.
That's all I ever asked of your mother, but it never seems to work out like that. You know, she spends more time in this house than I do.
Well, she's happy in her work, and that's what's important, isn't it?
Right. Now straighten your end. Yes. Good. Now that way. Go on. That's it. Now then. Up against the wall. Yeah, I'm not indulging in a tug of war. Neatly against the wall, please. Yes. Hold it. Excellent.
Ah, good morning, Barker. You just about qualify for that salutation.
Good morning, sir. My alarm's taken to jamming.
And you must either organise your landlady better or get married. Thank you, Bullock. Yes, all very interesting. All falling into place, isn't it, Bullock?
Oh, I think so, sir.
I know so. Changes are imminent, Barker. You mark my words.
He's gone mad on his measuring.
It's these alterations still, is it?
Aye. That wall goes back 10 feet and it's glass bricks we're having.
Do headquarters know about all this?
Well, he's preparing a memorandum, he says. Recommendations, he calls them. Aye, I could give him a few. Like, why bother to pay CID when they come in late and they've nothing to do anyway?
Oh, it's a calm before the storm, bound to be.
It looks set fair to me.
Oh, you ought to know better than that by now.
Ah, yes, madam.
That's all I can do for just now, Bob.
All right. Oh, did you pay milkman for me?
Aye, 7 bob.
Aye, it would be. Rosie did me a rice pudding. Have you got change?
Hang on. For 10 bob?
A quid.
Oh, just about.
I'm very grateful you keeping a watch out here.
Oh, that's all right. It's easy enough, being next door all day.
Well, don't let it keep you from the shop, though.
No trouble.
Still, there's not likely to happen. I trust folk round here. They'd not take out.
Not much to take, is there?
Hmm?
Well, you know what I mean.
Oh, not much, no.
Regarding my position, I can keep an eye out, but I can't have a go or anything.
Oh, no need.
No, of course not. I'll get back then.
When will you be able to fix plug?
Well, tomorrow sometime. Will you be coming in?
Oh, don't rightly know. Probably be out to see the wife.
Well, whenever you're ready. I'll see to it personal.
Thanks very much.
Bye.
So long.
Keeping them if they're no use, is there?
Nay, no use at all.
The shoes will fetch a few shillings, I shouldn't wonder.
Hey, I like the shirt.
Oh, it's past bothering about.
It's a nice shirt.
My husband used it for gardening, you know. One of the first he had in the force, I should think.
It'll do be.
Oh, you won't get much for it, Jody.
For myself, missus, I want one.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Hey, there's a grand lot here, isn't there? I'll do well with this lot, you know. I'll put 'em on barra.
Would you like a cup of tea?
Oh, no.
No?
Well, I've got to get round, you know.
Kettle's boiling.
Oh, well, thanks, missus. I will.
Have a sit down.
Mole's going to be in here any minute with that tape measure of his. Nay, I'll have to face him sooner or later. He's got this bee in his bonnet till not rest till we've had it out.
I'm taking it seriously, isn't
And
he?
so am I. That's why you're better off out of it. Go and do some detecting.
There's nothing on, Sergeant.
Find someone. Tell you what, you come out to the cottage tonight if you fancy some decent grub. Annie's off sick. We'll get a bit of peace.
Oh, fine, thanks. Oh, but I'll see you before then, won't I?
Want to bet?
Oh. I'm off detecting.
Has that storm broken you were on about?
Not yet. If you stay right there for the next 10 minutes, you might hear something.
Trouble?
No. Discussion on architecture.
And where might you be sneaking off to, Barker?
Inquiry, sir.
Oh, that's reasonable. Don't forget we have some things to discuss.
I won't.
First, I will go and hear what the sergeant has to say upon the subject.
You might have to throw a bucket of water over them.
Of course, an immediate improvement would be to get rid of some of this impedimenta.
Impedimenta?
However, my proposal should have a more lasting effect. At least I hope so.
For what you'll gain, Inspector, it hardly seems worth the bother. Thank you.
I had hoped for a less obscurantist attitude, Sergeant. Here we must progress.
I haven't got a great deal of time for progress, especially when there's something there that works already.
You can hardly say that this office is a place that works.
It does for me when I'm here.
Which at the moment is very little. Must we hold back progress pending your retirement?
As far as my department's concerned, yes.
And if headquarters think otherwise?
Then I shall consider my position very, very carefully.
Look, Sergeant, we've had our differences of opinion on many things connected with our work. And I must admit that in your way, you have been right on more than one occasion. But you are now digging your toes in for no good reason.
I've got my reasons.
Then they are unacceptable and based on blind prejudice.
What about yours, then?
I made a point of consulting you, and therefore I expected frankness. But I will not tolerate this complete lack of respect for my rank. If there is any more to discuss, we will resume it some other time.
I don't think there is, Inspector.
No, Sergeant?
Oh, hello, Rosie. Come on in.
I thought you'd gone to Mrs. Fowler's.
I have.
You're back here all the time.
Oh, my home, Rosie.
You're supposed to be resting.
Well, I am. I just slept somewhere else.
It's nice to see you, Mr. Wheatrick.
Nice of you to say so, lass.
I saw a radio.
Oh, aye?
It's in a shop.
You like it, do you?
It's smashing.
Ah, well, we'll have to see about that then. How much is it?
£6.
How much?
£6, Mr. Wheatrick.
Lot of nonsense.
It's a very nice radio. Transistor.
Well, you can't have it.
I never asked for it.
Oh, I know that, but still, it's daft and all. £6 for one of them things. I don't know.
Sergeant Cluff didn't like it either.
Aye, he's got more sense.
He asked me about you.
Aye, he would. Did you tell him?
Aye, I said where you were.
Happen he'll call in. Make a bit of company. Oh, that's what I like about you, Rosie. You're grand company. You're a great little...
What's up?
I'm listening.
Oh, you're still here.
Aye.
The door was open.
Oh? Oh, you've come to fix plug.
No, I was just checking.
Oh, you're taking it very serious, this watching, ain't you?
Go.
Have you seen him?
He went out.
Where's he gone? Oh, he's always off out. Well, it can't be to the hospital all the time. Well, where'd he get to?
I don't know. Perhaps he drops home.
What do you want to do that for?
Well, I noted it is his house.
I know all about that, but what's the idea of him staying here with us if he's off home every 5 minutes? It's a lot of nonsense.
Oh, don't be so daft.
Daft nothing. If he's staying here for us to look after him, he might at least do us the courtesy of being here now and again.
Well, there we are. It's his business.
I'm not so sure about that. We have our responsibility, you and me.
There's no need for you to take it all on.
I don't, but I still think he needs watching. Old folk need a lot of care and attention. And I don't just mean their health.
Oh, you're not off yet, Mary?
Oh, it's all right. Have a few days off work. I might as well be here as sitting round.
I don't know. Just like your mother, messing about here all hours. It must run in the family. There can't be that much to do, you know. She was only in here a day or two back.
Job's worth doing. It's worth doing well, Mr. Cluff.
I know all about that, but I'd welcome a bit of peace and quiet.
You want me to go then?
Aye, I do.
And tomorrow?
No need.
That's fine. When next?
I don't know.
Best not leave it too long. You'll have drowned in dust.
Hey. Hey. Come back here. Come on. Sit down. Go on. I reckon I need somebody to talk to. Otherwise, I'll just sit here all day like a broody hen. But don't tell your mother I said that.
No, all right.
Mary, I'm getting old and crotchety.
Ah, so am I.
You are?
Well, a couple of years back, I was just a kid, and if he'd come in that door like that, I'd have run a mile.
Instead, you had to go at me.
That's because I've grown up and I'm crotchety myself.
Ah. Well, I'm very glad you don't work for me regular.
I know. Mum's just about soft-hearted enough for you.
Is that what you call it?
She's like butter.
Is she? Funny, I've never noticed it.
Oh.
Where have you been, Dad?
Oh, you're in there.
We were worried.
Ah, of course you weren't. I can still look after myself, you know.
Well, you weren't even wearing your coat. Catch your death, you will.
Yeah, suit you, wouldn't it?
Dad!
Aye, well, not you so much.
What's up with you all of a sudden?
I don't know. Just feel like a moan now and then. A fella at my age likes a moan. Now and again. It's one of the pleasures.
Well, it's not very nice.
No. No, well, you can't be nice all the time.
Hey, have you got a pen? Mine's run out. Oh, hello, Dad. Where have you been?
I've been out.
I know.
We can't sit around all the time, you know.
Where'd you get to?
calling home.
What do you want to do that for? Look, you're supposed to be in here with us having a rest.
I'll go there if I want. I might have things to get.
Well, Maggie or me can always do that.
I can do me own chores.
If we had a key, we could do some of them for you.
I tell you, I'm not helpless.
What did you do with your spare?
I don't know.
Look, it'd be a good idea if Maggie had one, Dad, just in case.
In case of what, may I ask?
Oh, honestly.
Well, I didn't start it.
Look, nobody's starting anything. We're only trying to look after you.
Yeah, I think I can't do it myself. I know what I'm at. I know all right.
Where's your spare?
Oh?
Spare key?
Oh, it'll be around.
Go away, I'll be after you.
Where's your salt, Dad? Jody, come out, Jody! When you wash, Jody, you don't wash, do you, Jody? Jody, come out, Jody! Jody, the girl! Come out, Jody! Come on, lad! Come out! What's it, Jody? Where's your salt, Dad? Come on, babe, Dad! Yeah, belted him.
Aye? Oh, good lass.
They're gone.
Aye? Good.
Not fair, was it?
I'd have gone after 'em. I'd have seen to it and all. I would, you know.
There was no need.
Nay, good lass. You thumped 'em for me, eh? Good lass.
Sulk all evening.
It has not been a good day. I have every excuse.
Oh, I'm sure the sergeant didn't mean to be rude.
Edith, you have no idea of that man's capacity for insult.
Well, I've always found him most courteous.
Well, you are not his superior officer, endeavouring to inject new ideas into a moribund establishment.
Well, if you put it that way, I suppose there is a difference.
Quite.
I'm sorry about the shirt.
Well. Oh.
I thought it was past it. It seemed the ideal thing to give the man.
Probably wearing it by now.
You could certainly do with it.
It was a good shirt.
You have others, Percy.
Well, I was attached to it. Gardening won't seem the same without it.
Don't exaggerate.
Bellying upon a hosier.
Oh?
The end of an imperfect day. I hope I never have another like it.
You see, Mary, my trouble is that sometimes, not very often, mark you, just sometimes, I get a bit short with people.
Oh, Mum has a grouse about you now and then, but I don't think she worries.
Aye. Well, I've known Annie Croft for a long, long while now. She's as near understanding me as anybody. Knows my ways, you see. Respects them.
And the inspector doesn't.
Ah, well, he's a funny sort of fella. Mind you, he should know better by now.
Visitors?
That'll be Barker. I've forgotten all about him.
Did you invite him?
Well, I thought I was going to have the place to myself, do you see?
Oh, I should have gone by now.
Oh, no, I'm glad you didn't. Sit down. Hello, lad. Morning, Barker. Thank you. We've got company. You'll know Annie's daughter.
Mary?
Hello. I'm not meant to be here.
Well, you are, aren't you? So who's doing the cooking?
I will.
I don't see why you should, you know.
Oh, it's all right. I'll see what you've got.
Right, you are, love. Have a drink.
Thanks. Harry was wrong, then.
About me and Mole? No, he was right. But I've cooled off a bit by now.
Mole was his usual self, was he?
And so was I. You can imagine what it was like.
Harry painted a pretty black picture.
Caught sight of Harry out of the corner of my eye. He looked a very worried man.
He's practically in charge of the station.
Ah, it's a stupid do. But Mole should have known what to expect.
Red rag to a bull.
Shouldn't be, but it is, because that's the way I am. You know, Barker, I've talked more about myself today, to young uns at that, than I can ever remember.
It's not a bad thing, Sergeant.
Not bad at all.
Looks like mixed grill.
Champion.
And you?
Fine, thanks. Oh, do you want a hand?
Oh, no, I'll manage, thanks.
She will know. Bright lass, yond. Got a lot up top for a young'un.
We'll do our best.
Happen. But it's the old uns that get the results.
Hey, me brass. Hey! Hey, is Sergeant Cluff in?
No, lad, he's not.
Well, what's to do?
I want to see him. Well, he's not here. Is it urgent?
I've been robbed.
Oh, it is then. You best see CID.
No. I'd rather see Caleb. It's in my know, you see.
Oh, don't you worry. His lad catches thieves too. What's your name?
Wheatrick, Bob Wheatrick. Caleb would know.
There's a fella who reckons he's been robbed.
Oh, he should know. Well, let's have him.
Come on in, Mr. Wheatrick. This is the aggrieved Mr. Wheatrick.
Good morning, Mr. Wheatrick. Have a seat.
I'd rather see Caleb.
That's what he said to me.
Well, I'm afraid he's not in, so perhaps you'd like to tell me. Now then, Mr. Wheatrick, what's happened?
Oh, my money's gone. 200 quid. Must have gone last night.
Where from?
My house. I had it there.
Where did you keep it?
Well, under floorboards in our room.
Oh, Mr. Wheatrick, that's not a very clever place to keep £200. Was the house broken into at all?
I think I'd better see Caleb. You'll understand.
I understand too, you know, Mr. Wheatrick.
I'm not so sure.
Well, come on, let's go round and have a look.
No, let's wait a while for Caleb.
If you insist.
Oh, excuse me, Barker.
Yes, sir?
Robbery?
Yes, sir.
Could you spare a moment?
Excuse me, Mr. Wheatrick.
Is this the only one reported today?
Yes, sir.
Well, I've just had a telephone call.
Morning.
Ah, the department assembles. I have something here that might interest you, Sergeant.
Have you?
I've had a telephone conversation from Miss Watson. She has a shop, you know, typewriters, radios, that sort of thing.
I know it.
She reports a little girl going in to buy a transistor.
Well, there's not much wrong with that.
I know, but this one cost £6.
6?
And the little girl wanted to pay in cash. When questioned, she lost her nerve and ran off. Now, I thought it might indicate a second theft.
Have we another?
Fellow in the office, Sergeant, called Wheatrick.
Never.
Aye.
Now then, Bob. What sold this?
Oh, I'm glad you've got here. I've been robbed.
£200 from under the floorboards.
Nay, Bob, lad, you're old enough to know better. Stick it in a bank or in the post office, not under there.
I don't trust him.
You ought to have had a chat with your Fred. He'd have got you sorted.
He would know, busybody.
That's not the point. It makes it so easy for folk to take. It puts temptation into people's way.
Well, I know that. That's why I've come to see you.
About temptation?
Oh, yes and no. You see, it could have been anyone, but, well, I think I can see how it might have happened.
Somebody you know?
Well, no, I wouldn't like to think so.
Bob, we've had a bit of information.
Why?
You won't like it.
I thought not.
Rosie Pierce.
Aye. I see what you mean. Our secret.
Was it? Well, now she's got another one. What's she done with the rest?
She asked me, but I couldn't say.
No, you couldn't.
I thought she'd just give me the radio for the money.
Aye,
She's got the money now. She'll keep it.
aye. Happen she will.
Jody, did Mr. Wheatrick say you could have that money?
Huh?
Did he?
Won't mind.
But it's always been all right under here, Caleb.
More by good luck than judgment.
I never thought anything like this had happened.
A lot of people saying that these days. You know, you get interest in the post office, Bob. You don't under these floorboards.
No sign of the girl yet, but then we've only just started.
Aye. Well, we'll need to find her. Though I'm not so sure now that it's her we want.
Oh, why's that?
Just a feeling I get walking around this house.
The mystic approach.
A bit more to it than that, sir. Now then, lad.
Not a mark. Very neat and tidy. Latches on all the windows and none of the doors forced.
What a thought. Keep it well locked up, do you, Bob?
I have always been careful.
In some ways. Did Rosie have a key?
No.
Couldn't have got in then, could she? Not unless you left the door open.
Well, I wouldn't.
No. Have you tried that one, Barker?
Not yet, Sergeant.
Uh-huh.
Cosy. Now then, what you got? Roses?
Could be.
Only could be, not definite.
I don't know.
Well, it doesn't smell like Rosie in here, I'll tell you that.
I don't believe it.
What's up, sir?
This is my shirt. I know it's not much, but it is mine.
What's it doing here, then?
Well, my wife gave it away. Rag and bone man. Repulsive fellow. Here, what's his name?
Oh, dear.
All right, Bob, let's have it.
It's Jody. You know him.
Aye.
Well, while the missus has been poorly, I've let him use the room and he sleeps here. Just slips in last thing at night, you know.
Is he a paying guest?
No. No, he's an old mate. He used to give me a hand now and then when I was working. Wasn't much cop, but he tried.
How'd you get in?
Well, he's got my spare back door key.
He's a mate of Rosie's and all, isn't he?
Aye, that's so.
Now, if she wanted something, that enough. He'd try and get it for her, if he could.
I wish he hadn't took it, though. 6 quid's one thing, but 200.
It is a lot of money for an old mate to take.
Aye, I know that. But I wouldn't want him to get into trouble.
And that's why you kept quiet about him, isn't it, when I mentioned Rosie?
Aye.
I don't know, Bob. You old mates don't make it very easy for us, do you?
I do my best.
Well, I'm glad this has been of some use. However, it means that I shall now have to organise another hunt.
Not necessarily, sir. If they're still mates, it's likelier that they're in the same place.
Any idea where?
Well, he has some place. I don't know where.
Well, I do. And it's a lot luckier than this.
Huh?
Mr. Wheatrick had a lot of money, not just £6.
Oh.
Have you?
Well, have you?
Huh?
Now, what have you done with the money, Jody?
I haven't. She had it all.
Rosie?
Aye. 6 for the transistor.
6.
Right, you stay here with
It was me, Sergeant.
Hush up, Rosie.
I took it.
That'll do.
Ah, is this him, eh?
We're just talking, sir.
You've been on to a good thing, haven't you?
It's just 6.
Cosy little room and £200 tucked up next door. Very nice.
6.
Inspector Mole.
I know, you've got your man. I was only commenting.
6 me, you know. T'other fella.
No, that won't do at all.
Police, Caleb. He's police.
I know, lad, and so am I.
No, you're Caleb. He's police.
6. You'll have to tell a better tale than that.
He will, sir, if only you'll let him.
Now, look, Sergeant.
Barker, stop him! Oh, you scared him stiff, sir, just when he was going to tell me.
What more was there to say? He took that money.
I doubt it.
got him by now.
He was scared stiff, and he knows his way around. He's probably given him the slip.
Well, it's not here.
And it's not in the shack. Where else could it be?
Well, nowhere. I didn't think he had any other place. He's not clever enough to hide it. Well, you know what he's like.
I think I do. Got to look for somebody else, then.
Here, Caleb, watch.
Hello.
Oh.
The door was open.
This is Mr. Walters. He keeps an eye on the place.
Oh, aye. I've been open out, you know, regarding Mr. Wheatrick being away.
This is Sergeant Cluff.
Sergeant?
CID.
Hello. Aye, me money's gone.
Never.
Aye, all gone.
Oh, I've failed.
Well, don't be daft, man. You weren't meant to be on sentry go.
Do you have a key, Mr. Walters?
No.
Just a minute, Bob. Do you have a key, Mr. Walters?
No, sir.
You just come in when the door's open?
That's right. I'm a neighbour. Electrician's next door.
When did you last come in?
Well, yesterday, wasn't it?
Aye, that's right, when Rosie was here.
Sergeant, regarding this thieving, I didn't know out until Bob here said, I've been robbed. That's how I know.
Oh, I'll remember that, Mr. Walters.
Very nippy on his feet. You wouldn't think so to look at him.
No need for excuses. Would have been better to have caught him, though.
You're telling me.
Not for the reasons you're thinking, Barker. I just don't want him out there thinking he's being hunted for something he didn't do.
For £200? Well, it seemed obvious enough.
Jump into conclusions.
Us?
Everybody.
It's the money that's the important thing, Dad.
Money? What about my mate being chased around by the police? That's what's important.
Well, if he took it...
We don't know that he did. Caleb leastways.
Got his nose to the ground, has he?
I should never have left that cash at home. It would never have gone else.
You can't blame yourself for Jody. He's half bats.
He's all right, Maggie. And he was never bats, just slow.
He gave me the money
Why?
because I chased the kids away.
Plaguing him, was he?
Aye, I sit about him.
When did he give you the money?
This morning,
What time?
it were after breakfast.
About what time?
On the clock,
Huh?
I think it were 9.
Thank you.
Am I to go?
Rosie, did you take that money?
No, Mr. Cluff.
All right.
You won't tell me Mum about this.
Oh, of course not.
Kill her, it would.
We'd best keep an eye on your dad, too.
Oh, he should have listened to you.
I know. But he's that stubborn. And now he's lost a lot.
All but £6, I ask you. Oh, he's put me off my holidays as this.
Oh, I wouldn't let it do that.
Well, what do you expect? We should have to help my dad out, though.
Of course we will. We'll see the old lad right.
Well, I never thought I was going to walk into this little lot this morning.
It's amazing the trouble some of the old folk cause when they get a bit stubborn.
Stubborn or not, we're going to find that money.
Yes, Sergeant. Are we sure about Rosie?
Dead sure.
Jody?
No, if Jody had taken the lot, he'd have hidden it, box and all, in one of the obvious places. Somebody else got in, Barker. Somebody else, after he'd taken that 6 and swiped the rest.
While Jody was still there?
It's possible. You know, just before Inspector Mull put his foot in it in that shack, Jody said something about the other fella.
He might have seen him.
More likely he was in that back room of his, scared to death. In which case, that other fella might have been a woman.
Look after this, you know. It's a good one.
Oh, blow the coat, lass. I've other things to think about.
You must forget them. It's no good sitting there brooding. Give me a hand with a tea or something.
I don't want to.
Well, go and give Fred a hand.
I'm all right, Maggie. Just leave me alone.
You should be on your feet doing things. Activity, that's what you want.
Right, then. I'll go around and see Bob Wheatrick, get that end of it tied up. You know, that's the trouble with jumping to conclusions at the start. You don't ask all the right questions. Just you remember that, Barker.
Oh, still on the Wheatrick's business?
We are, yes.
Well, I don't wish to delay you, but regarding our conversation yesterday and my plans for reorganization, I've decided to have a word with Barker and then to submit my proposals to headquarters.
Well, now, if you wouldn't mind waiting for a day or two, Inspector, you see, regarding our conversation of yesterday, I have been reconsidering, and I might have something a bit more concrete for you.
Indeed. I am delighted, Sergeant. I've always said that cooperation was of the essence.
Exactly.
Good. I shall be hearing from you later, then.
Very likely. Don't look so worried, Barker. I'm not giving in. Just delaying tactics. Know what I mean?
I'll go and see that fella for you then, Sergeant. What was his name?
Walters.
Aye.
Next door neighbour told Bob.
Yeah.
Got him cleaning his boots.
Oh, well, that's something, I suppose.
Oh, I hope he's not going to be like this for long.
I hope so and all. And if your mum comes back and finds him like it, there'll be a great to-do about us not looking after him.
We should never have asked him round.
Oh, I don't know. It seemed a good idea. Oh, afternoon, Sergeant.
Now then, Jay. How are you going on?
Well, you know, this business.
Aye. Is your dad in?
Aye, through the back. Have you found out yet?
No.
Did you want to see him?
If it's all right. If you wouldn't mind waiting a moment.
Oh, right.
Now then, Caleb. Got it back?
Not yet, lad. Just one or two more questions.
Go on, then.
Now then, Bob, Rosie knew about the money. Likely Jody did and all. What about Walters?
No.
Maggie?
No.
No?
Daft, really. But there's some things you don't tell your family. Fred and Maggie, well, they're separate now. Know what I mean? I don't tell them everything.
So, Fred didn't know about it either?
Not he. Always trying to tell me what to do with brass.
But as far as he was concerned, you hadn't got any.
Oh, he always went on as if I had.
Yeah. Do you keep all your keys on your chain, Bob?
Aye, all but spares.
Now, Jody had the spare back door key. Where's the front?
Front? Oh, being caught, I shouldn't wonder. Aye. Here we are.
All us there?
Aye.
And you won't have been wearing this very much lately.
What's to do, Caleb?
You'll find out.
Well, you're never saying that it's... Well, it couldn't be.
Phone for you, Sergeant.
Oh, thanks very much. Now,
Oh, it's that one there.
yeah. Cluff. Hello, Barker. How'd he get on? Oh, he did he? That about does it, then. Tell then. Mrs. Fowler,
Yes, Sergeant?
would you mind watching the shop for a moment?
No.
Thank you. Will you come through, please, Mr. Fowler?
What's up?
Just a quiet word with you and Mr. Wheatrick. Won't take long.
Right.
Shut the door. Now, likely your fingerprints will be on this, Mr. Fowler.
Oh, no.
No?
I mean, they couldn't be.
He did use the key, though, didn't he? Now, come on, lad, make it easy on yourself. Mr. Walters sees a lot that goes on through that shop window of his, and he saw you, didn't he?
When was this?
Yesterday afternoon.
Well, I just looked in to make sure everything was all right.
Never thought to ask Bob if it was necessary. Never asked if you could take the key.
Well, it's funny about the house.
Hey, what's funny about
You're
me?
suspicious of me.
Good cause and all, I'd say. So you went there yesterday afternoon, didn't you? And that's when you found out the money was there.
Yeah, you went all over my place.
All right, Bob. But you're too clever to take it in daylight, so you went back again, didn't you? You took it last night.
Who told you?
Nobody. Till now. But I dare say Jody will confirm it when I see him.
Well, what could I do? At least I know how to handle money. That's more than Dad does. House bigger than he needs, and all that loose cash under the floorboards, I ask you, with no interest. I'd have seen you all right. It was just the economics.
I'd never have thought it.
Well, it's not easy when it's one of your own. It's never easy when I don't ask the right question.
Well, I didn't know what was going on.
Well, it had to be somebody who knew about the money, Bob. And somebody who had access to a key, because nobody broke in. You told me that Fred here was interested in your finances, and you were dead right.
I understand them better, that's all.
You know, you're supposed to help people with their brass, not cheat them off.
I'd have seen him all right.
You let Jody take the blame.
He stole too.
Happened, but not for himself.
I don't mind about Jody, but I mind about you.
Bob, leave him to it. All right, lad. Let's be having you.
But I put it in a savings account.
In your own name?
Of course.
What I thought. Come on.
Huh?
Was it very difficult?
Bit complicated, not difficult, though.
Where do you start?
Well, at the beginning, if you can find it. Sometimes that's a difficult bit.
The sergeant will be good at it.
Oh, it's one of his stronger points. Any trouble?
No trouble at all. Seems he was thinking more about the money than the crime.
Oh, that's his story.
No, he wasn't making excuses. He reckoned he knew how to manage it better. Seemed to think that gave him some sort of right to it.
Oh, it's round the bend. It's quite a novel motive for theft, though.
Aye. But it's the same crime. Post office investigators will be onto this one.
Oh, like a flash. He's probably been managing other people's cash as well.
All right, Sergeant.
She's just like her mother.
Oh, I don't know.
Friend of yours?
Fancy seeing you.
I'll come here.
About time.
Only thing to do.
Aye?
I'd not want to go down there. Not to the police.